Hi, welcome back. This is video number 4, Designing the Flag. A witness that when we are given an assignment and are willing to accept and act, we are not left alone. Others will be impressed to assist. Now to continue my story. As a reminder, in the year of 2008, I was attending church in this chapel in Kanab, Utah. While attending the Gospel Doctrine class and studying from the Book of Mormon, the chapters of Alma, where Captain Moroni rent his coat and wrote upon it. It was at that moment when I had this strong impression come over me. It's time to raise the title of Liberty Flag. I leaned over to a friend sitting next to me. Carolyn, it's time to raise the title of Liberty Flag again. And she went, yeah. So after church and returning home, I went and sat down at the computer and I did a search. Now, this was in 2008. Google, Chrome, whatever the search engine was, this was all brand new. And I wasn't very familiar, but I searched for a title Liberty flag that I could purchase and raise in my front yard along with my American flag. And there was none to be bought. There were images of homemade flags for family home evenings, scout camps, um, family reunions, and so forth. And then I got thinking, well, gee, if I was to design a flag, what images of Captain Moroni are out there that I could possibly use and create a flag? And that's when I came across this image of Captain Moroni. I I liked it because the coloring, the tones, it reminded me of ancient America. And in further searching, I found out that the artist was Joseph Brickey. And I was able to find his contact information. And this is Joseph Brickey. So I found his contact information that same Sunday. Well, on Monday, I called him and I introduced myself and told him what I'd like to do with this image of Captain Moroni, to design a title Liberty flag with it. And he got really excited. He says, Kathy, if you had phoned me on Friday, I would have had to say no. And then he says, we are literally speaking right now as I'm walking out of a meeting with my publishers. And he says, and now I just had all that line of artwork released back to me. So I'm able to give you permission to use this image on the flag. And was that perfect timing or what? Or a coincidence? You know, we're told there are no coincidences. Well, anyhow, Joseph gave me permission to use his Captain Moroni on the flag. He didn't charge me anything. All he asked in return was that I send him some flags when they get produced. And so we signed contracts, and yeah, the right person at the right time. Here are some other paintings in that same um, series as the Captain Moroni one that he had just had recently released back to him. And here are some other paintings of Joseph. You might recognize some of them. He is a very popular LDS artist, very talented, I would say. And this one touches my heart as my great great grandmother came across the plains with the Martin Handcart Company. Joseph also painted the mural at the Rome Temple Visitor Center. Joseph, I want to thank you again for sharing your gift, your talents in that painting of Captain Moroni. I know there's no coincidences, and I know your painting was meant to be on this flag. This is my son in law, Cody, and my daughter, Sarah. She's my second born of seven children and first daughter. Well, Cody assisted me with the graphic design of the flag, and it was him that was inspired to suggest that we add the sword of truth and the shield of faith. Great idea, Cody. It just brought balance and completion to the design. And thank you for your contribution. Well, with the flag design now complete, I placed my first order of a couple hundred. Now, when I got that order back and I shipped out my first half dozen flags, I get a call from a man named Richard Marks. And he says, "Hey, Kathy, I just got your flag and it's beautiful. However, are you aware that the sword on your flag is the sting from the Lord of the Rings?" No, no, shoot, 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 shoot. Well, I'm not a rich lady. So I sold that batch of flags and I only had a couple recognize it as being the sting. Richard said, "Hey, I'm a swordsman. I know swords and I have designed a few swords and I have one that you can use on your flag and I won't charge you anything and you won't be up against any trademark penalties." So he sent me the image of his sword, and then the next batch or a few were then printed with his sword. And here's an image of Richard's sword. Now, the hilt here, the handle, is the replica of the door handle on the Salt Lake Temple. There's other symbolism with the prophet apostles in the jewels. And so I used this sword for a while, kept the same shield. And as a side note, these signatures, this is my hero signature flag. I collected signatures of heroes in the cause of liberty, and it has become a keepsake. And you know what? It makes a wonderful missionary gift. I have them in 12 by 18 inch or 2 by 3 foot. And missionaries can collect signatures from their president, their companions, and those they teach. And it becomes, again, a keepsake. In time, I met Rod Meldrum at a Book of Mormon evidence conference. And he educated me on what would be the right sword and shield on the flag. He stated that when Laban was out partying with the Pharisees and Sadducees, he would not have been dragging a long steel blade at his side, but it would have been patterned after a short Roman blade, and that the shield I had on the flag was very Mesoamerican, Aztec looking. And so he helped me choose the right designs for that time and authenticity. And yes, the flag was now as it should be. So, Rod Meldrum, thank you for your part in the design of the flag and for sharing that knowledge with me and assisting me. I am grateful for you too. Again, part of the journey, meeting the right people, being at the right place at the right time. Just a couple other things to share with you. I've had a request to print the flag on both sides. I tried that, and the wording would bleed through, so we needed a liner. And with the liner, it made the flag heavy. So you need a strong wind for it to fly. So I discontinued the double sided flags. If you really want one, you can purchase two flags and a liner and sew it together, and you would have a double sided flag if that's important to you. I have been asked, Kathy, the flag is kind of dull, bland. Why don't you add some color to it? Maybe something like Captain America's. And, you know, I can't, because I know the journey with this flag and the people and the not coincidences and the spirit, how it's guided me and in this journey. And I know this flag is as it should be. And it's important that the title Liberty does not compete with our American flag, that it complements it, and that the two look beautiful together. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I truly believe that it is now time to raise the title of Liberty with our American flag. And the title Liberty starts in memory of. Why does it begin in memory? Have we as a nation also forgotten our God, our freedom, our liberties, and what's happening to our families? So the role of a flag is to unite us and to give us courage. And again, bring us to that covenant on this land and what is truly worth standing, fighting for, and protecting. And now I would like to close with these scriptures from Alma chapter 46. Behold, whosoever will maintain this title upon the land, let them come forth in the strength of the Lord and enter into a covenant, that they will maintain their rights and their religion, that the Lord God may bless them. And it came to pass also that he caused the title of liberty to be hoisted upon every tower which was in all the land, which was possessed by the Nephites. And thus Moroni planted the standard of liberty among the Nephites. Now, I want to make it clear this is not about profit from selling the flag. This is about fulfilling the mission of it's time to raise the title of liberty again. I am offering the 3 by 5 foot flag at my cost plus 10%. That's just an exchange for my energy in packaging and shipping these flags. And then you will also have tax and the cost of shipping. But instead of paying $25 to $30 for the flag, you can now get it at $14.28. And I can get discounts if I order in large quantities. So the more orders, that price could come down. All right, that's a goal. But anyhow, that's where we're at today. So again, if you want to raise your flag and claim those blessings and make a stand for those principles, then you can go to latterdaybanners.com and you need to go to the cart. And that's where you can enter that code 2024 for a discount on the 3 by 5 foot flag only. All right. The next video, number 5, shares the story of raising the title Liberty flag for the first time. And yes, there's an interesting story here about contention in the home, uh, the role of the adversary, discouragement, a beautiful, tender mercy to go forward. And so, yes, there's more to this story. So, check in for the next video, the next chapter. And until then, take care and stand for truth.